You know, you ever just feel that way?
Mm-hmm.
You ever just feel all like, you know? You just gotta let it all out.
Yeah.
Just really, you know, really get the expel the demons and whatnot.
I hear you. Where do you want to go from there?
I don't know. You got low energy. You're not helping. S. Soup. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to SMSoup, the #1 podcast with soup in the name but not on the brain. I am. Who are you?
I'm Shelby.
And I'm Spencer. Together, we're here to take you on a journey through life's biggest questions. Like, waiter. How is the soup made? Shelby, how are you?
I'm good. I'm very sleepy. How are you?
I'm good. I'm not that sleepy.
Interesting.
Would love if my co-host.
Mm-hmm.
I would love it if my co-host could have, just a little bit of energy.
Sure. Wouldn't we all?
It's all anybody wants. All anybody
all
wants is their co-host.
anybody's asking for.
Have a little bit of energy.
Has anything new or exciting happened recently?
Let's see. We went and we saw Les Mis.
We did.
Saw a live performance of Les Mis.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
And we're gonna go see a live performance of Shucked.
Mm-hmm. Can't wait to have thoughts on that.
I think that might be really it,
Yeah. Not much else has been happening.
No. We've been busy, but nothing like
exciting or interesting.
No. I mean, that makes it sound bad. Like everything's been good. I feel like we've been having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But,
I agree.
But nothing to really talk about.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't really get into I played Mario Party with some friends.
Right.
I can't really get too into that.
Sure.
Nobody wants to hear it. Nobody cares. Nobody wants to hear about it.
Along that thought process.
You're going to tell something that nobody cares about or wants to hear about?
I was thinking about concepts for future SMSoup episodes.
Concepts of a plan. Okay.
And one of them was possibly working idea is how to be a more interesting human. And I think step 1 is don't talk about yourself on the internet because it innately makes you, I think, less interesting as a human. Because I think plenty of things that are fun and special and can be enjoyed amongst small social groups don't play the same way online, nor should they, and trying to make them do that and come across as a certain way immediately ruins the authentic experience. Like someone who posts about all of the things they do in their life, like all of it, I think immediately makes someone a less interesting human.
Because it feels performative?
Yeah. I'm not saying you can never post online. I just think the people who are like, today I went and got coffee, and then I went and sat in the park, and then I hung out with all my friends. Here's a photo with all my friends. And then I made dinner.
Voice?
I don't know.
Oh my God.
I think I would rather someone just tell me about their day of doing that than
that's what they're doing though. They're telling you and they're telling all their
know the
telling
person
everybody else in the town.
and find out via the internet.
I see.
I immediately do not care once I'm finding it. Again, this is in the perspective I know you in real life and I'm getting that information via the internet. Not interested. But if you want to spend 30 minutes telling me about that in real life,
mm-hmm.
so much better.
Mm-hmm.
along the lines of things have been good and fun, but like nothing worth talking about because why? Like it doesn't matter.
Yeah, they were all good and fun in their own vacuum.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're right. Having like stuff that's like just for you, and a lot of people don't do that.
Exactly.
Yeah, wow.
I mean, you do that. You don't really post about anything personal online.
I don't post anything online.
It's true.
If people want updates about me or to know that I'm still alive and breathing,
Mm-hmm.
they technically have this.
Mm-hmm.
They have Monday and Thursday at
Mm-hmm.
7 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
and they have the Good Game Bad Game podcast.
That's true.
And I don't I've stopped posting on Twitter.
Sure.
It's not worth it. It's a cesspool.
Sure.
Posting on any other social media site is also just like an equal
Speaking
cesspool.
into the void or negative experience.
I was on a subreddit not too long ago. This was interesting.
Okay.
I was on a subreddit not too long ago. And man, what was it? What was it even for? Oh, this is gonna bother me. It might have been about excuse me. It might have been about podcast stuff.
Okay.
And I think they were asking for they were just trying to like gauge if like if they were hitting like numbers.
Okay.
You know?
Oh, like if what they were doing was considered good.
Right.
Sure.
Which a lot of people responded with like it's all subjective.
It is completely
Like,
subjective.
It's literally what do you hope to get out of it?
Right.
And are you hitting that?
Right.
And if the answer is yes, then yes, those
Right.
numbers are good.
Right.
Like I would say, like both podcasts that I do don't really bring in crazy numbers, but I enjoy doing it.
Yeah, I
have fun with like the creativity aspect of it with this one, and then just like the niche of talking about games with the other one.
Yep.
And it's just like Mike and I, it gives us a reason to talk for an hour every week about video games.
You get what you want out of it.
It's not like we're trying that hard to make super entertaining content, but we like to think that at least 50% of the time, you know, it's like enjoyable to listen to. Yeah. So we throw it out there.
Here we're lucky if it's 25%.
No. I think here it's 90% to 95%.
Whoa.
And I think people are just sleeping on it.
Whoa.
Yeah. I think there's some good content.
You heard it
here
here first, folks.
They just unfortunately are listening to the 5%.
Yeah.
Which is dog shit. Like literally terrible.
Like last week.
Unlistenable.
Yeah.
What was last week?
Just said it. It didn't matter.
Anyway, it was something along those lines. And it so happened that their Reddit username or somebody responding's Reddit username was the name of their podcast. But you're not allowed to like directly link to your podcast.
Oof, yeah.
You're not allowed to directly like link or self-promote and all this stuff. And like one person was like, "Oh, I would tell you what my podcast is, so you would be able to like kind of be able to see from different services, like, you know, follower count and stuff like that, but I'm not allowed to post it here." And they said something along the lines of like, "I remember when Reddit was much more like open to people just like you come in, you're working on something, share it. This is you can be a town crier and share whatever it is that you're working on. You can self-promote across all these
I didn't know you couldn't anymore.
Yeah, like self-promotion is like a huge taboo thing.
Interesting.
And it's like that with like Twitch. Like so there's so many stories about streamers who like aren't like really pulling that many, which is, I mean, that's like a majority of Twitch.
Like 90%. Yeah.
But like somebody had a story where they were saying how they were checking out a streamer who was kind of high for the category or for like the game that they had been playing, but like again, by no means, like maybe had 30 viewers or something like that. Like in the grand scheme, that's a lot for Twitch, and like that's a lot for the average person, but
Yeah.
also like there's like you're not
You're not
top
you're not
10,
showing up
you're
on a
not-
Twitch
yeah.
like, oh wow, look at this.
You are able to
streamer.
read your entire chat
Yeah. Yeah.
and keep up with it.
yeah.
So, let's
Right.
relax.
Right.
And the person was like, oh, what'd you get? Like the streamer asked, like, oh, what'd you get up to today? And the person was like, oh, like, I did a little bit of this. I did a little bit of that. Didn't really feel like streaming myself. So I thought I would check out like other people who are in the category. And the streamer timed out the person. And like once they were able to come back in and was like, what the hell? The streamer was like, yeah, no self-promotion. And it's like, get over yourself. Like, I get that there's like a line for sure, but like, come on.
It's also
Don't
that
ask about like
what
don't
you
ask
did,
about
yeah.
somebody.
Yeah.
Like
Also, I think I know this isn't innately true. Like obviously every person who's streaming is not being watched by a streamer, but you have to acknowledge that the people who do the activity are doing it probably because they enjoy both sides of it. You know what I mean? Like, so like as someone, like I sell art, I'm aware a lot of the times my art appeals to other artists, like quite often
Right.
the people I have like the best experiences with,
people
the best
who appreciate art
people
the
who,
most
like,
are the
know
ones who
what I do,
Yeah, work
or
with it.
are like know a version of it, and so they're curious about what I do. Like I literally know that. Like I know that my stuff connects best with other artists. In what world would I be like, do not tell me what you fucking do because
Right, like, can you
it's too
imagine?
close to me?
Can
like
you imagine the person like comes up and
Yeah.
goes like, oh, I tried working with watercolor, and
Yeah.
then you just like shut down.
yeah, I turn away from them. I just physically turn my
You're
back
like,
on them.
I'll turn back around in 5 minutes. but
Yeah.
please no self
No self promotion. Like what?
It's
like
not even self promotion.
No.
You're not saying like you're not spamming your channel.
No.
You're not spamming.
They're not standing in front of my table going, buy mine, not theirs, buy mine, not theirs.
Right.
Like that has first off literally never even remotely happened.
Yeah.
Obviously.
It's so
That's crazy.
It's so funny to watch this like
extreme.
right. There's such like an extreme shift
Yeah.
away from being able to like talk about your thing, and so
Yeah.
discoverability is just
Yeah.
out the window with everything, which sucks.
It is incredibly disheartening because rightfully so many people like want to be recognized for the work they do, that it does sort of feel there if there is a space where it's open, you are just like kind of being bombarded by like bah, 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 bah. So I get it. And it's really hard to say yes to some things and no to other things. Like
Yeah.
that immediately makes it a gray area that then you can't really actually control that in any capacity. So like I get it. I get why we're here, but it is a crazy jump that's like kind of overreacting in my opinion.
Right, and it's because
But-
it's how everything works.
Right.
We overreact and overcorrect for
Right.
what like a very like select few of bad actors
Yep. Always.
do, where they try to take advantage of like whatever loophole there is.
Right.
And so it's like, oh, everybody else has the societal understanding to not do that thing, but like now we're gonna lose out on this other thing that we've been allowed to do.
Yep.
Because
The handful of
that
people.
loophole.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna like get rid of like we're gonna get rid of X, but we're also gonna get rid of Y and Z, which like have always been fine, and everybody's been fine with those. But
Mhm.
we have to get rid of them now because of bad actors.
Mhm.
The worst.
Mhm.
The worst.
Yeah.
Just put your fucking shopping carts back. It's not that hard. Anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, that was the concept, was how to be a more interesting person.
I like that.
Because I think I have like two simultaneous thoughts sort of going into that. In that one, I've just had some of the most like dry ass conversations with people recently. Like that I'm like, holy shit. Like, is this your first time outside? Like, what is happening right now?
We should we should do an episode about people being babies.
We could do that. Yeah.
I think we should do that.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll be next week's.
We could do that. I think we're gonna, yeah, we can do that. Yeah. We can talk about it. That sounds good. But yeah, I mean, again, I know in any setting when you're exposed to like a lot of people, you're going to get, the whole gambit of experiences in terms of social interactions. But it's like some people I meet, I'm literally like, this is so mean, but I'm like, has a single thought gone through your brain today? Like, have you thought about anything today other than like, I'm standing, I'm breathing?
Well, maybe there are people who don't have inner monologues. So it's just like elevator music 24/7 until they like finally work up the courage to like open their mouth.
Maybe. But yeah. Yeah, I was thinking about in terms of how to be a more interesting person, but then it kind of goes twofold in I don't think this is a far-reaching statement. And innately it's kind of hypocritical, but I think there's something to say about like I don't think any human in today's digital age actually knows what they themselves like, because you're constantly being influenced.
You're trying to match what other people like, you're just trying to like the thing that you think you're supposed to like.
Subconsciously or consciously, you're doing that. Like, not you, of course. Of course, not you.
What do I like that I've been force fed to like?
Women.
I do love women. I'm a big fan. And yeah, you're right.
Well, the force feeding's not working based off statistics, but we're working on it. How women are treated on average, but
we're not force feeding the right people.
I guess not.
I'll take more. Keep forcing it.
But yeah, it's the idea of like, do you even actually know what you like? Do you even actually know what you want? Do you even actually like? And I think I can't tell if those are the same thing or two different things or just parallel things. Being interesting and actually knowing yourself, Yeah,
and stop being performative. I like that. That's a good idea.
So,
all right, enough.
Anyway, we just workshopped that. Thanks for listening.
All right, that'll do
now
it for
to
this
the actual episode. Every now and then I like to get on a little soapbox about stuff. We like to get on soapboxes about stuff. It's fun.
Yeah, if you haven't been around, Shelby and I did a whole episode around the number of things, genuinely, like the account of the things that we have in this apartment to see who has more stuff. What categories do we own the most of? Exactly.
It's a very fascinating topic for a lot of reasons, but without the entire backstory. Today's episode, I'm going to be utilizing the concept of a, I think, self-made documentary called My Stuff. I believe this came out in 2013 by, I'm definitely going to butcher his name, Petri Luukkonen. He did an experiment and he filmed it and, to my knowledge, like put it all together. An experiment where he put everything he owned in a storage unit, like everything, clothing, underwear, TV, chairs, table, dinnerware, everything in a storage unit relatively close to his apartment, and he had the option to one item a day go retrieve it and bring it back home and then like utilize it. And basically it was sort of this experiment of like, what do I need? Like, what's a need? What's a want? What's like blah, blah, blah. And kind of, I think it really ended up being, which a lot of like questioning your stuff turns into a lot of like, obviously we don't need things for like normally if we're not being fulfilled, it's not the stuff that's the problem, it's us. So it, turned a lot into like personal connections and all that stuff. I highly recommend watching it. It's entertaining, it's intriguing. I do not even know, like, the documentary is not in English, so I did have to watch it like subtitled, but I highly recommend it.
Very
and
brave.
I will link to it in like the description or whatever. But I have not watched it since like 2019, 2020. I don't even remember.
It's probably what do I feel like this was our second Boston apartment, so it might have been like 21, 22 even.
I'm
probably
not
21.
I'm not confident. It's been a few years since I watched it, but I really enjoyed it and it like stuck with me. And I would definitely recommend watching it to anyone else.
So I think that's when you were on your big kick about like you could do minimalism.
Yeah. One of my many big kicks about I thought I could do minimalism in my life.
And who has more stuff here?
Definitely me.
Cool.
I shouldn't say definitely me, but yeah, me.
Well, no, it's either you or it's not. So
That's true.
It's definitive either way.
So his experiment was over a year. So in theory, he could have collected 365 items back in his life from all the things that he put away. We are going to do it from the viewpoint of we locked away all of our things Except he did go to the full extreme and like clothing and everything. We're going to say, just so that we're not kind of like, because in your 7 days, it is probably going to be exclusively necessities.
Right.
That makes sense.
It's more so we're trying to figure out like what do we view
As
beyond our necessities,
Yeah.
such as like clothing.
Yeah. So we're
Like,
gonna,
what
for
do we
the
view
sake
as
of
the
argument,
important
we're gonna
things?
say we have access to like bare essential clothing items. Yeah. That's going to be like our baseline so
Yeah.
that we're not really taking that into account. So it's a bit of what are the things we value and what are the things that like, fuck, I would hate not having this. Like,
Yeah.
it would just suck. So the first 7 days, which means we can each bring 7 items. I'm going to be honest, I have not thought that hard about this at all.
So my first question was going to be, do I need to worry about like, do I also lock away all my work stuff?
Yeah, see, this is where I don't really know.
Because I work from home.
I know.
So it's like, oh, the first thing I would get is my work computer.
Laptop. Yeah.
And I'm working off of the fucking mouse and keyboard on like the trackpad
Yeah.
and keyboard.
You don't have your
and then
setup.
day 2, I'm probably fucking grabbing my mouse because that's going to bother the hell out of me. And then day 3,
Yeah.
I don't need my keyboard, but I would miss my second my second screen. So I would probably be grabbing a monitor.
I know. I don't know. I know it's kind of breaking this whole idea of what we're basing this off of by immediately being like
This
all
loophole,
necessities are taken care of.
Right.
Necessities being work and clothing and, you know, daily essentials. But I don't know. Let's say
Is our mattress in there?
mattresses in storage. Yeah.
Are we able to work together?
I guess technically, yeah. Like we
Okay.
can each take one item.
Okay.
Technically, yeah. I would say so since a lot of our stuff is shared. Yeah.
Okay.
I won't see why not.
All right.
Let's say
All right.
for the sake.
Ooh.
Okay. Oh, I just
Ooh.
smashed.
Ooh.
I just
ooh.
smashed.
Ooh.
You know what? Okay, I am gonna say, I'm gonna break every rule. I am gonna say your work stuff is locked up, just for the sake of, do you value that over some of the things in our apartment?
Absolutely not.
I know, and that's what I think will be interesting.
I guess I'm getting probably. I'll probably just take the week off of work.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, you're gonna plan this over a week vacation.
I'll think it.
I think it'll make it interesting instead of just being like, well, I need this, but I want this. It's like that's kind of the point.
Yeah. Okay.
But yes, mattress is gone.
So we're gonna work
we
together.
have no dinnerware. We have no like. We don't
allowed
have.
to eat out?
I would say yeah, we can do whatever we want to live with what we were
Okay.
given.
All right.
So there we
All
go.
right.
But
All
we have a bare closet. Like we have we're clothed, so we don't have to take that into account.
Yeah.
But everything else is gone.
Okay.
Day 1.
Dude, I got this.
Day 1. Apartment is empty.
Yeah.
I mean, Grogu's missing. No, I'm joking. Grogu would be here.
Oh fuck.
Grogu and Milady's needs would be taken care of. They
No,
would have
first thing,
food.
you have to get her water bowl.
I would not
I'll
put
get Grogu's litter box.
our animals' care into this game. So
Okay. So if we can work together,
if we can work together,
hear me out.
yeah,
First thing we get,
yeah,
mattress.
that would be pretty important because both of us would sleep like
Mattress.
shit.
And like I think the first day has to be like we got to work together a little bit here.
Okay, all right,
At least on the first day.
sure.
So mattress, and then what would be like another thing that we like kind of need, like maybe a pan.
I know I'm flip flopping between like
What's the most,
is the
what's
move a
most
pan
what's the most versatile?
or is the move a bowl?
You're an insane person. One single bowl.
Yeah.
I guess actually though, like we can just like have cereal.
Well, right,
And then like take turns.
right. No,
Just running a train on the bowl, but we don't have utensils.
I know.
I kind of think a pan is the move because you can
Okay.
like heat anything up in a pan.
You think a pan or a pot?
Can you make a grilled cheese in a pot?
Ooh,
Why
I
not?
think it would be hard, but yeah, you can for sure. Anything that
Flipping
gets
it would be
heated.
very difficult.
Yeah,
though,
but you
'cause
could.
You'd have to like pinch it.
Yeah, but you could.
Oh no, I'm getting the mattress. So You
Okay.
can think of the second thing.
So a mattress, so our apartment's empty, and you come back carrying a mattress all by yourself, like a big strong boy. And
I like how you said that.
I do think yeah, like some kind of food system is required. But is it?
No, you know what? It's not because what we can do is we can on the first night buy like Domino's or some shit is gonna have a deal,
Right.
so we can like max out the deal. So if it's like 3 pizzas for $20,
Sure.
we could just get 6 pizzas for $40, and we're good for
The
like the
week.
week.
We would do something crazy like that. I know. I'm like flip-flopping between that
To
and
like give ourselves time to build up.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we'd come. Okay, so you'd come up with a mattress. I think. I know it's so dumb, like of all the things to need, but because I do like value sleep and we're prioritizing that day one, we have a blanket that like if we don't have it, it's like kind of hard to sleep as dumb as it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I would
Yeah,
need
I
that
might do that.
blanket.
That's a good call. I didn't even think
Like
about
if
that.
we're focusing on sleep,
Yep.
I want the blanket.
Let's like make sure we can sleep comfortable, because then
Yeah.
once if we can sleep comfortable,
Yeah.
then we're gonna have the ability to like think well,
Because that's important.
because we need to come up with the plan from then on.
So okay, here's
so day 2, I know what I'm getting.
Okay, so sofa. Sorry.
Yep.
Nope. You're
Yep.
getting the sofa. Day 2.
No, day 1 I'm getting the sofa.
I thought
Fuck
you were getting the
mattress.
mattress.
Nope, we're gonna sleep on the sofa.
We're both sleeping on the sofa.
No.
Day 1 is mattress and the
Blanket.
and the blanket.
Yep.
What do you think we would do to pass the time that day?
Oh, I know what we'd do.
Hang out with our animals.
That's not what I was thinking.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking get into a little debauchery.
Uh-huh. Day 2. What are you grabbing?
Box of condoms. Day 2, I'm grabbing my laptop.
Okay.
My personal computer, not my work computer.
Yeah, fuck the work computer.
Here's why.
Yeah.
And if porn for our debauchery.
Okay.
Here's why.
Yeah.
Regardless of what you would get
Yeah.
day
2.
2, the way I see it is my laptop would be a great way for me to do any sort of like creative stuff. Like I could
Yep.
write some stuff.
Yep.
I could theoretically like work like
Sure.
doing whatever it is that I want to do. We can use it as like an entertainment vessel for
Yeah.
ourselves.
Yeah.
Kind of like solves the like what would we do by
Yeah.
like being such like an all-in-one thing.
You're right.
That like kind of opens the door to like so many different activities.
Sure.
You know?
No, you're right.
So I would personally bite the bullet and grab my laptop. Yeah.
Day 2. We'll see then. If you're grabbing your laptop, I don't feel like I need my laptop.
Right.
Because I guess I'm also taking the week off of work and it's not working.
Wait, no, but you go to work.
Yeah,
So
that's true. It won't really affect me. Day 2.
you have to be the breadwinner.
I do. Yeah.
I'm a bum. I don't have anything.
Yeah.
I can't work.
I can't.
These hands.
I can't. I
They
got
can't.
nothing. Day 2, if you have your laptop, we got a laptop and a bed. I mean, what more could you
We're putting
need?
together a college dorm right now.
Yeah, we're putting together the first night we moved into our new apartment, our first ever apartment. If we have those, then I do feel like some food, even though I know we got the pizzas, I do feel like for sanity's sake, something food related would be good.
Okay.
Like I do think like a pot or a pan would be the move.
Okay.
Either that or a single spork. No, we could just eat with our hands. I don't know. It's so scary just picking one thing.
I think a pan.
I kind of think so too.
Although a pot, you can like boil pasta.
Right. I know it's hard.
Or rice.
I know. I know.
And I do think you could make a sandwich in a
Oh, you definitely
pot.
can. Again, it would be a little messy, probably.
You just
Not
gotta
like
like reach
easy.
in.
Yeah.
But like, I think you could do it.
I think I'd want a pot just so
Okay.
we have a method
Okay.
of like making food.
Yeah.
I think.
And now we have a laptop, so we can Google how to make with just a pot. You know, how to make X with just a
Oh
pot.
my god. I just like I think about it and it's like to only have 7 days. Already having the laptop kind of knocks out any entertainment that is needed
Well, no, hang on a sec.
for me. And like I'm not going to just go and get like a single book, you know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. And then like anything else is like anything else that I do is going to require too many little pieces that would require extra days to like actually be able to do said thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to stick with a pot. I'm going to stick with the pot.
Okay.
Even though I know we don't have any utensils or any like anything to mix anything in it. But I do think a pot. So we have a bed, we have a mattress, we have a blanket, we have a laptop, we have a pot. What's day 3?
Probably a spatula.
Yeah, probably a spatula. Spatula's the way to go.
Okay. A spatula and probably one of the PS5s.
You think so?
Yeah, it's probably the next most important thing.
Yeah, you think it's the next most important thing? I mean, whatever you want. I don't. Like again, I'm sitting here and I'm like, I'm not gonna say any entertainment stuff because none of mine would make sense. Like literally, the only one I could convince myself of actually at this point is a book because at least it would take me a few days to get through it.
Why not your PS5?
There's no way I would actually put that much time into it.
But you wouldn't have anything else to put time into.
Honestly, I'm thinking about it and I'm like, what would I do? And I'm like, I probably would just go on so many walks because I would have nothing else to do. You know what we haven't thought of at all? Our phones.
Are our phones also locked away?
I would imagine they're locked away.
Okay, day 3, we should probably have a phone.
Because if not, then couldn't the phone just be the entertainment value?
I have my laptop.
Yeah.
I would say I'll grab the spatula. You should grab your phone.
Okay.
Or my phone. It's up to you.
Yeah.
You can grab mine.
No, I want mine.
There you go. Okay.
So a phone and a spatula on day 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now with a spatula and a pot, you can do just about anything.
Exactly.
I'm not really worried about anything else for the kitchen.
Me neither.
I think we're good.
I agree. All right, day 4.
I'll grab my phone.
Okay.
I'm looking at it and there's no notifications. Nobody was worried about me for the past 3 days. I'm now depressed. I now know what my next item will be.
Day 4
rope
is you know what? Maybe I would grab a book. Maybe on day 4 I'd grab a book because by then I'm itching for something. Yeah. But like again, it is just one item versus pretty much anything else I do requires multiple items. Yeah. So I think you know what? I talk myself into it. I'll grab a book for entertainment. What did you grab?
Day 4?
Yeah.
I grabbed my phone.
Oh.
And I looked at.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, you looked at your notifications.
And nobody was worried about me for the past 3 days.
Apologies.
So I now know what I'm now depressed. Yeah. And I know what my item for day 5 is going to be.
Yep. Okay. Day 5.
I think.
You've now gone 5 days without your PS5.
Yeah, I'm going through massive withdrawal.
Massive.
Every night, except for night 1 because of the debauchery. Every night since I have been curled up in the corner, like
not even on the mattress,
rocking.
Yeah.
Day 5. In all seriousness.
Yeah.
If this were just me, and I wasn't thinking about this as like we're a team and we have like
we have to
entertain each other and stuff too. Like
have
we have
to
well, like we have to think about like
sure.
If it were just me,
Yeah.
I would have gone like mattress, laptop.
Mm-hmm.
PS5.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm good
Mm-hmm.
because I can play my PS5 on my laptop.
Right. Right.
But like to go a step further, it would be like TV, and then it would just all be comfort things from there. Like, oh
Yeah.
shit, I really should have a blanket. That wouldn't be until day 5. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And I feel like if it was just me, it would be
Book 1.
book 1.
Book 2.
My
book
pot.
3. You're
my
now
pot,
in a surplus.
so that
pot.
I can make mac and cheese. Yeah,
It is funny,
I would just pick a book every day because if all I'm doing is that,
confident.
if all I'm until I have a few
you're
to
like,
pick from,
right?
so-
Well, or until like I'm still not through book 1 and I
Yeah.
have 3 others,
Yeah.
and it's
Right.
day 5.
Right.
It's like, okay, I'm good on books for now.
Yeah. And then maybe
I don't need to go grab
maybe
another
a
book.
blanket in there.
I don't need to go grab another book until I'm on to like the final one.
Yeah.
Or I know like, ooh, tomorrow I'm probably starting the last one.
Yeah.
So I should pick up a book.
But
tomorrow.
also, if we're being honest, if all I had to do was read, I'd be flying through them. Like I would be in trouble. I would have to space out.
Oh, well, you know what you would actually need to do? You'd actually need to take your time and actually read the words that are written there and actually take them in and understand what it is that you're reading. How about that? I snapped sassily in case that didn't come through on the microphone.
That was so aggressive. So anyway, we're on day 5.
Day 5,
We have a mattress.
we have a mattress.
A blanket.
We have a blanket.
We have a pot.
We have a pot.
We have a laptop.
A laptop.
We have a spatula.
A spatula.
And
Your phone.
my phone.
Then I have my phone.
Yeah.
And you have...
A book. I grabbed a book.
You grabbed a book?
That was my first entertainment piece. Yeah.
Damn.
Okay. So that was... Yeah, that's right. Now we're on day 5.
Day 5, I would grab... Realizing I don't have a pillow.
Yeah. Think you make it 5 days without a pillow?
I don't know if I would actually. I think
It'd
I
be
would kinda
kinda
need
hard.
that. It would be tough for me. Day 5, though.
This is really showing how much we value our sleep over everything else, which I'd say is good.
Yeah.
But it's just funny. We're like, as long as we can sleep, everything else is okay.
Day 5, I would grab.
Yeah.
Aeon's End.
Yeah, that would be so fun. That would be so fun.
Because I think we would get a lot out of that.
Dude, we'd play the shit out of it if that was like one of the only things we had to do.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And it would give us a different entertainment thing that wasn't tied to a screen, which I think would be good for us.
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
That's what I would get.
Okay. Day 5. Day 5, it's like, at this point, do I like splurge and like bring home a TV so we can really have ultimate entertainment experience?
No, not day 5, because we should tag team that.
Why?
Well, because wouldn't we need like a smart device? I don't know. I guess our TVs are smart TVs. Our one is.
Oh yeah, our one is. But I hear.
Or
I hear what
actually,
you're
both
saying.
of them are. The one though is so outdated that I don't know if any of it works.
Yeah,
anymore.
that's a good point. Sorry, I was thinking mostly in case of the PS5, so you could upgrade from laptop.
I didn't grab my PS5 yet.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're right.
But you can grab a TV, and I will grab my PS5 because I'm a selfish bitch.
Well, yeah, I'm like, is TV the move? Is
This is what we view as needs.
I know. We're literally like, as long as we're entertained, we'll be
Are we
okay.
terrible people?
Yeah, I kind of think so. We literally said we'll eat anything with a spatula out of a pot.
No, we
And
said we
then-
would eat 6 days worth of Domino's pizza. And I said I would order it all on the first day. I didn't even say we could just like order a fresh pizza a day. I literally was just like 6 pizzas right away. Who cares?
These really are the extremes our brain jumped to.
Also, we wouldn't have a way to order it on the first day. We'd need to chase someone down and say, can you please order us 6 Domino's pizzas? I don't have my wallet. It's in storage.
What did you get on day 5?
Aeon's End.
And then.
So we could have a board game.
Yeah. This is hard. You know what? I think I would get a pillow on day 5.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's my next one. Day 6, I think
That's
I'm
your
getting
day
a
6.
pillow.
You're getting
Yeah.
a pillow. Day 6.
And I would actually maybe potentially move that up.
Right. Yeah.
Rethinking about it.
Yeah. Day 6. I don't know, like anything moving forward is kind of like getting really nitpicky. Like it for the way we live, it really does feel like the only things that are missing are a TV and the PS5. That it's like I don't know what else to say because anything else is like, well, we need all this other shit to even do that. That it's like not really worth it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is really funny that like we have 2 couches.
I know we have like no
But we don't need
inclination
them.
to get the couch. We're like, we don't need
Why
it. We
would
have the
We
mattress.
have the mattress.
It does it all.
Kind of. Like eventually I would get there. But
Yeah.
again, like you said, like at that point you're like splitting hairs. It's just like, I guess I'll get the fucking the fucking sofa.
Right. Like really at this point, like I'm not joking. All I see missing is the TV and the PlayStation. In terms of like how we'd get through a week. Fuck it. I'll say TV.
Damn. This is day
6.
Oh, right, and I got my pillow.
Yeah.
So
So
day
that's
7.
last day. Day 7.
A washcloth.
I didn't even think about that.
We've gone 7 days
We're
without
nasty.
showering because we don't have towels either.
we just shake dry. Yeah, that would be kind of rough. Towels are rough.
We definitely should have gotten towels.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
And then probably at some point we should bite the bullet pretty quick to get washcloths.
Yeah. That's a good point.
So those are
a way
two
to
other
clean
things.
yourself.
Yeah. And it's hard to think about though, because like when you're actually just trying to sit there and think about it, you're like, well, what do I need to get through a day?
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't think about. I'll put air quotes when I say small things.
Yeah.
Because a towel and a
It's
washcloth,
such a like thing that's
your means of being clean.
Yeah.
Are not a small thing.
Yeah.
But it's so secondary, and I think like that's kind of the fun thing about thinking about this stuff is that like
when you'd actually be forced to like see that you have nothing, your brain would react differently than us sitting here trying to speculate.
Right.
Seeing nothing. Right. That's a really good point. Yeah, we did not think about that. Definitely the pillows and the means of washing and drying would come up much faster in actual life versus us immediately prioritizing a laptop. And
a laptop would be pretty quick though.
It would be pretty quick, but
and I would genuinely choose my laptop over my PlayStation.
Yeah. I think that makes sense.
In a pinch. And I don't think again, if we're together, if I'm by myself, I'm not worried about being clean. I'm not worried about light. I'm not worried about anything. I need my mattress.
Yeah.
The second thing I would get would actually probably be my phone.
Yeah.
Then a blanket. Then a pillow.
Yeah.
And then laptop, PlayStation, TV. I'm done.
You're done.
I will rot. I'm not even leaving again to get my other items. Like, this is it. I'm good.
Everything you could ever need and more.
Hold up.
Yeah. Yeah. And yet, if you go watch the episode where we count all of our belongings, for some reason there are thousands of things here. Not thousands, but a lot.
Well, no, thousands by like on a micro level.
Yeah. But yeah, clearly we prioritize sleep.
And
That's
entertainment.
and entertainment.
And, you know, it's funny though, because I feel like we've been running into this thing lately where, you know, well, obviously you and I are just so interesting that people come to us when they're bored. Like we should
Uh-huh.
be the like all knowing as to like what it is that would solve and cure this incurable disease.
Uh-huh.
And it's just like, how often are you bored?
Literally never.
Very rarely, right? Like very rarely.
And I like in one way wish I was joking because that sounds obnoxious.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, I do not feel there is enough time to do the things I wanted. Like I feel behind
Yeah.
on my
Which is honestly worse.
make believe to-do list that I've created only for myself. And so literally, as stupid as it is, people will be like, do you want to do this? And my brain is like, you don't have time for that.
Also, people will be like, do you want to do this? And I'm like, that sounds more boring than the thing that I was already planning to do.
Right. Sometimes that. But sometimes my brain's like, you don't have time for that.
I gotta play Red Dead Redemption. I have to.
I have to.
Hey, you want to go get drinks? That sounds terrible.
Yeah.
Socializing?
Yeah.
I gotta play a video game.
Yeah. Sometimes it's like, I'm trying to refinish a table right now. Please don't contact me.
Don't even look at me.
Don't look at me. Because after I'm done refinishing this, I have 3 other things I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boredom is not something I experience very often. And I'd say same for you, I'm assuming. You don't experience true boredom very often.
No.
Which, probably good and bad in that. I think we're supposed to be bored sometimes for the healthiness of our brains. We're supposed to be able to just, I think, exist. I shouldn't say boredom per se.
Yeah.
But I'd say boredom
if you're
safe.
just existing,
Good way of describing it.
If you're just existing and your immediate reaction is you're bored, isn't that worse?
Yeah, I don't know. To me, yeah. I don't know. I also can't really, I know I'm kind of like just jumping points here. I can't really relate to, which maybe you'll have thoughts on this, when like one thing, like one activity is like so much of your identity that like, and I'm not saying that in a good or bad way. I'm saying this because I'd say it's
you
like
don't have one thing?
It's pretty popular to like in the year 2025, a lot of people are attempting to like cut their like discretionary spending and like stuff like that. And so a lot of that is forcing people to kind of evaluate what they do in their free time.
Mm-hmm.
And people are like, I thought I'd be so good at like, just don't do this anymore. And it's like so hard. And like, I understand where that's coming from. Like if something's so natural to you that you don't want to like shift what it is. But literally, I also am like, what do you mean just go do something? Like, just go do something else. Like there's 105 other things over there that like also are fun and could be chill. And it's like, the minute something isn't working, I'm just like, all right, on to the next thing.
Yeah.
Over here. So I just like can't really relate to like if one thing were to be taken from you or restricted in some way, that you're like, what do I do now? Like I can't actually understand that being put in that position. Because again, I quite literally don't feel I have the time to do all the things.
We talked about this last week or 2 weeks ago. You don't really have one thing.
Right. And I know we said if you were restricted or just for some reason elected not to,
I mean,
that you would
definitely
shift.
be able to find something else.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't get it. But also, like, it's funny how in a week of 7 days where we were like, we could get one thing outside of possibly a book. I'm just like, I'm fine. It's like, it's just like not worth getting all the shit back for it. Like all the shit I would want back. It's like not worth it. It would take so much time to like build all that back up.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't want any of it.
Yeah.
Which would, probably just equal a lot of walks. A lot of walks. And then playing Aeon's End or watching something or I don't know. Anyway. If you had most or all of your belongings locked up, what would be the first handful of things you'd be going back to get? Whether out of necessity or just sort of really thinking hard about the things you value most in your day-to-day life.
Your wants.
Your wants, your needs, all of the above.
Which would you cave with first?
Yeah. Would you get a washcloth first, or do you forget about that for the first week of existence?
Again, it says a lot about us. Holy shit.
Again, I really
also after day one.
Yeah.
And the debauchery.
Yeah. No
washcloth.
I really do recommend watching the documentary My Stuff. I will find a link to it. I don't know what it's all on, but I'll find a link to it somewhere and link it in the description. And it'll be the English subtitled version if I can find the same version I watched a few years ago. And until next week, you can find both of our socials in the description. You can find SMSoup Podcast on all streaming services, including YouTube. And I forgot to say it before, but until next week, stay brothy.